So you think you know San Juan College? For real, we're gonna go see the exhibit at the School of Energy here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I just saw this, and it's crazy because people die, or used to die, or still do die on these things. Commemorating the first commercial well on state lands, 1924. Wow. That's gonna be one of the wells. Obviously, danger. These things have like a piston that moves up and down, and that part goes up, and then this part goes down, and then this part goes down, and then this part goes back up. And apparently, people were like riding on them and stuff, and like, you know, limbage, dismemberment and stuff like that. Not good. 35 million years ago, loan from Dugan production. That's a ginormous head, like in comparison. That's insane. There's gonna be a, was that a radius from the forelimb, and then as you see, bigger teeth. The teeth are, I mean, probably barely fit in my hand. The back molars probably wouldn't. Scale comparison of a person against one of these things. It's from Romania, and that's a cave bear paw, which are extremely rare. And yeah, you can see how that would look, you know, compared to your average grizzly. But that is massive, like my hand outside the glass, and then it's literally probably 4 or 5 times the size of my hand, and then probably got sharper claws. So 2.5 million. Ask from it's like about 1.78 million years ago. So mammoths were fairly common until recent, not recently, but you know, fairly recently. There's another mammoth tooth. We've seen those before. And again, my hand, that's probably about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 times my size of my hand. And here's another one, different, little smaller mammoth tooth. Grove lobster. I've never seen anything like that one. From Australia, 0.01 million years ago. American bison from not that long ago, 8,000, 10,000 from Nebraska, obviously, but still pretty old. Been here for a while. We're working on getting soon this saber tooth for my own personal collection, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We got 1.5 to 2.5 million years ago. That's quite a big margin, but again, big cats, yeah. Don't want to pick a fight with one of those. What about fish, or like how well they preserve? Look at that. You can see every bone, every detail, the fins, the eyes. It's absolutely amazing. Second one down here even. I do some more research on that one. I have no clue what that is, but look at the preservation on that. That is absolutely phenomenal. And then another one over here, I think. Oreodont. Same species. And then rhino. 32 million year old rhino. I think it's something with the sediment, but you can see these guys preserve so well. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oreodonts. It's the second set I've seen over here. They're very well preserved. 32 million. South Dakota too. Fossil dung. And then right next to it is this tortoise. 32 million years ago. You still see its head, its limbs, it's all still preserved there. That's insane. And then the shell is obviously pristine as can be. Absolutely gorgeous. Lobster from the Cretaceous area. I'm not even sure if these ones still exist, but they don't look to have changed much from their contemporary. Really interesting. 32 million years ago, it's a canid, and its head is only about, I don't know, 6 inches maybe, 4 or 5 inches. It's very, very small head. Based on up here, I was looking at these Oreodonts, and then this one's, look at that one. That one's about 4 times the size, 5 times the size. It's insane. So apparently they do get big. Look at those teeth. Much about cinnabar, but you can see here on the left that the cinnabar is actually coming off of the quartz. And that's from a province in China that I'm not even going to try and pronounce, but that's usually used for funerary stuff, and a lot of times you'll find, I believe the Mayans even will cover their dead in cinnabar, so that's that red stuff. It's pretty toxic, actually. There's various forms of pyrite. You got quartz pyrite in the back. It's more common to find here, and then barite on pyrites. That looks like a separate. Is it BAS04? It's pretty cool. Says it's dioptase from Namibia. It's pretty amazing. And then you got some other strange ones back there like that. I'm not going to try and even say that one, but in the very back, you got some kind of funky gypsum verselenite. I'm assuming it's got some gypsum and selenium or something. Crocolite. That's pretty sick. Wow. And then we've got some hematite. Pyromorphite. It's all crystalline structure. Opal, of course. That one's more common. Azurite. And a big old piece of fluorite. That one's actually really, really crazy. The pyrite itself it's so cubular that, I mean, it kind of looks like gold, but it doesn't really have it. And then over here we got malachite right here, and then you got this pyrite, but this one is obviously formed differently. The cubes are way larger than the structures over here. Then we got this, some azurite. I think we saw some of that earlier, more of a clump. Yeah, this one right here is azurite as well, but different structure. This one's also from Morocco. That one's also from Morocco, so looks like Morocco's a heavy side of that. We got malachite after azurite, so I guess some sort of transform mutation from Namibia. Absolutely beautiful, though. I thought I've seen quartz, but that is a chunk of quartz right there. Absolutely ginormous. That thing is bigger than my head and neck combined. Everybody's favorite, some AU, some gold. AU. Really unique. The azurite mixed with the malachite makes it turn into this glossy greenish blue glass color. That's beautiful. Copper, again, doesn't look too different from it. I mean, the refined form, except for the fact that it's not refined. I mean, copper's copper is copper. This is a variation of smoky quartz right there in the center. The one looks like a giant tower. It's really crazily the way that it came together. But we also have some really, really beautiful smoky quartz here. And then there's a giant one here. And then a giant one pillar one here. It's even got some other crystals extending off of it. So there it is right there. Beautiful. This one actually came from in-state. So Kelly Mine in Socorro County, New Mexico. Smithsonite. It's got a nice blue hue to it. This stuff is crazy because the last one we looked at was Smithsonite, but this is also from the exact same mine. It just doesn't look like the exact same hue. It's completely different. And then over here we got some azurite concretion. So, yeah, I mean, they almost look like spores, even though I know they're rocks. Minerals. This is probably one of my favorites. The quartz of the amethyst. I love the color. The shine it has is beautiful. Here we got a geode. Just your normal average geode, right? Wrong. So, it's a decent sized geode. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's got amethyst on the inside. Absolutely gorgeous. You can see the crystal kind of turning more to quartz on the outside, but oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Search and try and extend my rock collection. This is beautiful. It's sweet because it breaks down how you would make each pigment from each of these minerals. So you have that kind of blue for azurite. You got brown ochre right there for goethite. I mean, I'm not assuming you're finding a lot of these in, large majority. There's some lapis right there for light blue, hematite, and then some of the darker ones are almost like glass. I guess if you really wanted to make pigment with glass, I mean, that color I've seen ash used as well. Cinnabar again, it's toxic, but very popular in Native American, Central American, I guess, ceremonial practices. And then over here, some fluorite and the atomic structure of select materials. So how it's built, why they connect the way they do. We saw some that connect through crystals, some that look like almost like they're little crumbly rocks, some that attach via like string-like structures, but this kind of breaks it down. These first two came from actually here. You got San Juan River from Shiprock, and then one from Piney Mesa in Farmington. And it's just polished. You can see right here is the map. And then that's going to be up us way there. These are amphibian creatures here we got, but they look more lizard or like salamandery in shape. We've got a giant shell here. This is right here, 68 million years ago from South Dakota. Another one that's pretty large. And then over here, this one is pretty interesting because of the intricacy of it and how much of it is still intact. But 75 million years ago, I guess some things do last forever. This entire section here is important because we got trinitite. And what is trinitite? Well, whenever we set off the first nuclear bomb in New Mexico in the Trinity nuclear test, you actually got you got it broken down here. You got the bomb, you've got Robert Oppenheimer, you got the Trinity mushroom cloud at 5:30, 0.025 seconds after detonation. That's the plasma bubble that is going to burst and push all that air out. And then, of course, you can see how the state was affected, more or less. Let me try and get that clear for you, and how far it went. But then again, it created this new thing called trinitite. And this material here is radioactive because it was created in an atomic explosion. So, pretty cool. Here's a fragment of one of the watchtowers from the Trinity test. Here's some Trinity bits. Like I said, probably picking up rads by the second. Gonna be glowing green by the time I leave. But yeah, trinitite, you don't see that every day, I'll tell you that. Just explained to me before, because I was completely out of touch. That looks like a lighter switch because it is. And that was like a wick, right? So you have the trigger spark for the wick, and then that would go on top of your head. And you would just have like flammable stuff on your head while you're crawling through a questionably built space, trying to mine out these rocks. So not only was it like less safe because it wasn't built the right way, but it was also not exactly great for the noggin. I don't know how many accidents actually occurred because of it, but you can see why that would be an issue. I mean, you're literally carrying the fuel in the barrel below, I believe. That was the Sherman Dugan Museum of Geology here at San Juan College. Do you really know San Juan College? Do you? Do you? Revisiting history. I'll see you guys. Peace!